Vipassana simply means seeing things as they really are. When you are not observing, you are running on autopilot. Very often, the things closest to us are the ones we understand the least. Hi everyone, my name is Xinyuan. On this channel I share insights from my 20 years of practicing and studying Buddhism. If you find this kind of content helpful, I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel. Today I want to share with you my experience from more than 10 years ago, when I joined a 10-day silent Vipassana meditation retreat. I signed up online by email at that time, and I had to register 1 or 2 months in advance to get a spot. The course itself was completely free. About 99% of people would voluntarily donate around 30 yuan a day for food and lodging. The daily schedule was very tight. We woke up at 4 a.m. From 4:30 to 6:30 we meditated for 2 hours. Because we skipped dinner the night before, those 2 hours in the early morning were the hardest. My stomach would start growling very early. Breakfast, however, was really generous. We had simple vegetarian food, then did 2 sessions in the morning, and 2 more sessions in the afternoon. In the evening, there was a talk explaining the theory and giving guidance. We didn't eat anything after midday. There was no dinner. They only provided some brown sugar water in the evening. Lights went out at 9:30 p.m. sharp. During these 10 days of retreat, the first day was all about observing the breath. We were told to focus on the area just below the nostrils and above the upper lip. You just train yourself to stay with the breath in that spot, following each in-breath and out-breath. That's how you observe the breathing. When you're observing the breath, you keep your attention strictly within that small area. If the in-breath feels smooth, you simply know it's smooth. If the out-breath feels a bit blocked, you simply know that it feels blocked. Or when you breathe in, you may feel a slight cool sensation. When you breathe out, you may feel some warmth. Whatever sensations appear, you just acknowledge them as they are. You don't need to analyze or judge them. You don't ask, why is it cool? Why is it warm? You don't realize how hard this is until you actually try it. Once you do it, you see it's really challenging. The mind works like this. As soon as you start watching the breath, within less than 2 minutes, a new thought pops up, and that thought pulls your attention away. If at that point you start getting upset, thinking, why is my mind like this? If you get annoyed like that, you just create an even bigger distraction. So there's a little key point to remember. Don't fight with your distracting thoughts. In a way, even these wandering thoughts are our teachers. Once you notice them, you gently bring your attention back and settle it again in that area below the nostrils and above the upper lip. Basically, for the first 3 days, you're just getting really familiar with your own breathing. Most of the people there had never meditated before. Many of them had very stressful jobs. There were lawyers, judges, business owners, people struggling with mental issues, and also psychology teachers and therapists. Later I realized that quite a few psychology teachers actually had serious psychological problems themselves. Obviously, during those first 3 days, everyone felt all kinds of discomfort. But after the first 3 days, people gradually began to settle down. After the 3rd day, in the evenings, the teacher started meeting with each student individually to listen to our experiences in meditation. Those who were doing particularly well were given a tiny own square meter room to meditate in alone. I was one of them. At that time I was a monk. Out of more than 100 people, I was the only monastic. Back then I was practicing Tibetan Vajrayana Buddhism. I simply wanted to get a taste of Theravada-style practice. As a monk, my duty is to share the Dharma and help beings. So understanding more methods of practice helps me guide people according to their different needs. After those first 3 days, our training focus was no longer just the breath. We moved on to scanning the whole body, from head to toe, systematically moving our attention without leaving any area out. Wherever your attention rested, that part of the body would become very sensitive. Sometimes it felt cool, sometimes painful, sometimes numb. As you keep sitting and scanning, at a certain point you may feel that suddenly, from head to toe, your whole body is just made of countless tiny subatomic particles. endless microscopic particles vibrating together like a field of waves. It feels as if this body is no longer a solid, heavy thing at all. In that moment, a line from the Heart Sutra suddenly came to mind. Form is not different from emptiness. Emptiness is not different from form. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. It really showed me that this body is not something solid and unbreakable. There is nothing truly substantial we can hold on to. Only when you have some real practice can you truly taste the wisdom in the sutras. For all 10 days we kept noble silence, no talking, especially no conversation between men and women. Even when we went back to our rooms at night with no one watching, some people still whispered a few words to their roommates. We were also not allowed to have any physical contact with others. On the last day, when we finally walked out of the hall, one scene really stayed with me. As soon as one young woman stepped out, the first thing she said was, "Finally, I can talk to men again." Everyone burst out laughing. Looking at everyone's faces, you could see so much peace and joy. People started sharing with each other, talking about their experiences. Many felt they had gained so much from this retreat, but ordinary people all have laziness. After they go home, they may not keep up the practice for long. Without noticing, they stop doing their 1 hour of daily meditation. That's why sometimes we really need this kind of intensive group training. After the course ended, we stayed one more night. We had to wash our own sheets and blankets that we used during the retreat to prepare them for the next group of students. There are no hired staff there. If you don't want to leave yet, you can stay on as a volunteer for the next course. In that case, you're qualified to join another course later without going through the full application process again, still for free. Let me quickly sum up some of the benefits of meditation. First, meditation helps you understand yourself more clearly. Then you can also understand others better. As a result, your relationships naturally become more harmonious. Second, meditation is very beneficial for the body. When you sit quietly, the activity of the brain cortex calms down and becomes more balanced, which helps all the systems in your body work together more smoothly. Your breathing also becomes more even and harmonious. Using the power of the breath, the diaphragm moves up and down. Your abdominal muscles engage. Stagnant blood is pushed out of the abdomen back to the heart, and fresh blood is then pumped from the heart throughout the body. When your breathing practice becomes strong, your awareness of the internal organs increases, and the involuntary muscles and even the heartbeat become more regular and healthy. In this way, blood circulation improves greatly, and your metabolism functions much better. Illness is less likely to arise. Even if you do get sick occasionally, you'll sense it earlier and recover more quickly. Third, meditation helps develop the brain. It improves memory and increases wisdom. Fourth, meditation trains our patience and refines our character. In fact, personality is not fixed at birth. It's built up from our habits over many years. For example, if you often lose your temper, you might say, "That's just who I am. I have a bad temper." If at home, every time you get angry, people give in to you, over time that becomes a habit. Whenever something doesn't go your way, you feel that getting angry can solve it. Then why bother to think carefully about better ways to communicate? When there's a problem, you just explode and think it's done. There are many more benefits of meditation if we go into detail, but for today, we'll stop here. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. This channel is still very new, and there will be a lot more content coming soon. See you in the next episode. Thank you for watching.
本音频由魔音工坊 AI 生成。